guys, this video is for our kindergarten and first grade leaders for March week 1, and our new theme for the month is Jump Ball, finding peace in the madness. And we're all the whole month is kind of revolving around March Madness and a basketball theme. And our life app for the month is peace, proving you care more about each other than winning an argument. And this week for week 1, our story comes from the book of Genesis, and it's about Abram making peace. And our bottom line is, prove that you care more about others by letting go of what's fair. So it's a great story. It's going to be a really funny story this week for large group. Really looking forward to it. The memory verse for this month says, so let us do all we can. You're going to kind of like open your arms out like this to the front. To live in peace, give the peace sign. And let us work hard. You're going to pound your fists together to build up one another. You're just going to lift your arms up into the air. Romans 14:19. So let us do all we can to live in peace, and let us work hard to build up one another. Romans 14:19. Great memory verse for the month. All right, so if we jump into this week's activities, just make sure that you get here at 8:30 and 10:30 to pray for your small group. Just take a couple minutes and just pray that your small group would maybe learn what can happen if they try to keep track of what's fair. This is a really big deal to kids this age, things being fair. So this is a huge lesson for them, and just ask God to give them kind of a leg up and to start to grow their self-control so that they can let go of what's fair sometimes to put others ahead of themselves and keep the peace. When kids start to roll in at 8:40 and 10:40, you'll have them join your circle. Make sure you know all their names. Make sure if you have any first-time guests that they feel welcome and comfortable. And then here's some icebreaker questions you can ask the kids. Have they ever been to a basketball game? What did they like about it? What did they not like? What are some things they saw and heard? Just kind of getting their mind thinking on this basketball theme. Then when service starts at 9 and 11, your little intro activity is called Stay in the Pasture. So you're going to have just a plastic green tablecloth for your group, and it's okay if it gets ripped up. I think, maybe not. I think we only have 4, so just kidding. So we've got 1, so make sure kind of first service, try to keep it a little bit together for second service. But what you're going to do is you're going to spread your tablecloth totally out, completely unfold it onto the floor, and then you're going to have the kids pretend that they're sheep, and you're going to say, okay guys, so sheep like to stay in the pasture. They like to eat the green grass, and this green tablecloth is going to represent the pasture, the green grass. So what I need you guys to do is you're going to spread out around the room. You're going to get out of the pasture. You're going to move around the room and act like you are sheep. And then when you hear me clap 3 times, you're going to hurry back to the pasture. And so then once everyone is back on the tablecloth, again, you're going to have them move around the room and pretend to be sheep and listen for your clap. And then they hurry back to the pasture. But each time they move off the tablecloth, you're going to fold the tablecloth in half so that the pasture gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and kids have to squeeze together more and more to fit. So you'll just keep going until there's not enough room for all of the sheep to fit in your pasture. And you'll just say, poor little sheep, your pasture's way too small. That's too bad. But what good sheep you were. You guys worked together to try to fit everybody in the pasture without arguing or complaining. Good job. Well, in large group today, we're going to hear about a time when some men were arguing and complaining about where their sheep would graze, and they needed to find a peaceful solution. So let's go figure out what happened in large group. So then just head down to large group. You guys do an amazing job of sitting with your small group, helping them to focus and pay attention, which is sometimes not the easiest for our little friends, but they do a great job. So thank you for worshiping with them and just sitting down with them on the carpet. Sorry, there's a blank page in there for some reason. So when you get back to your small groups, you're going to play a little review game called Shoe Shoots. So you're going to have two hula hoops for your small group, and then by one hula hoop, or inside or next to the hula hoop, you put a thumbs up, and next to the other one, you have a thumbs down. And then what you're going to have your kids do, have them sit down in a line and have them take off one of their shoes and put it in front of them. Then the hula hoops, it says to have them about 8 feet away from your kiddos, and show them, okay, on this hula hoop, I'm going to put the thumbs up sign. On this one, I'm going to put the thumbs down sign. Guys, I'm going to read you some sentences about today's Bible story, and you have to decide, are they true or are they false? Okay, and if you think they're true, you're going to throw your shoe into the thumbs up hula hoop. If you think they're false, you're going to throw your shoe into the thumbs down hula hoops. You might just, especially the kindergartners, have to really make sure that they understand what true and false mean. So then Here's some review questions about the story that you can ask your kiddos, and let them throw their shoe into the true or false pile. Then they can run and get it back, and you can have them sit back in the line or get back in the line. And then you can kind of just discuss, ask kids, so what do you guys think was unfair about the story today? And what did Abram do that proved that he cared more about others than about having things be fair or getting his own way? So Abraham ends up letting his nephew Lot choose where his sheep are going to go. Are they going to go to the comfortable, easy place or the hard place? And Abram lets him make that choice. And then make it personal. So maybe think about a time when you've been in an unfair situation and tell the kids about that and how God helped you deal with that unfairness. So then you just close that activity by saying, so guys, God wants us to do as much as we can to live in peace. And sometimes that means that we have to just let go of what's fair. And that's what Abram did. He let Lot choose first, and he knew that Lot might pick the best land for himself, and that's exactly what happened. So when you let go of what's fair, you show others that you care more about them than you care about getting your own way. So when you prove that you care more about others by letting go of what's fair, you're helping them see God's love, and that's much more important than getting your own way. So then for the memory verse review, you're going to need your Bibles that are on your cart and some masking tape that you have, and then you'll have a plastic ball that's on your cart. So first you're going to help the kids look up Romans 14:19, which is their new memory verse. And there's some tips on here about how to help kindergartners do that and some tips on how to help the first graders do that. And then you'll read the verse together several times, practicing with those motions and asking the group what they think it means to build up one another. And just help them understand when you build someone up, that means that you're saying nice things or encouraging things to them. And when we help others, we're showing them kindness and respect and making them feel special, and we're also building them up. So then have your small group get in 2 lines and face each other. And you're gonna put some duct tape sticky side out, kind of just loosely around each of your kiddos' hands. If your group is just crazy and they are just, you think this is going to be a terrible idea, this is not going to work, then just skip that part and you'll just have them pass the ball to each other. If you think that your group can handle it, then give them a little sticky hand and give one kiddo the ball, and they're going to practice passing the ball across. So the first kid would say, let us do all we can to live in peace, and then they're going to hand the ball to the person across from them, and that person grabs the ball with their sticky hand and says, and let us work hard to build each other up, and then they'll pass it to the next person across from them. They say the beginning part of the verse, they pass it across the aisle, that person says the second part of the verse, and you just keep going back and forth until all the kids have had a chance and just practicing saying the verse. So then you'll close by saying, so guys, letting go of a ball that was stuck to your hand wasn't that easy, was it? Well, letting go of what's fair and building others up isn't always easy either. But even when it's hard, it's the right thing to do. And we know that God will help us. We're not on our own, and we can ask him for help. And making peace and building others up, that often means putting someone else ahead of yourself. And that's not always going to seem fair, but we know that peace and pleasing God are the best things to do. So prove that you care about others by letting go of what's fair. And then you'll just close down by prayer. You can have your group kind of say, okay, this half of my circle, I want you guys to show me, what does it look like when something is fair? How's your face look? How do you feel? Okay. Other side, what does it look like when something is unfair? How do you look? How does that feel? And then say, all right, so we're going to practice this week proving that you care about others by letting go of what's fair. So then just ask your group to fold their hands and close their eyes. And you can lead them in this prayer to close down, or you can say your own prayer, and then just make sure that as parents come, all the kids this week get a parent cue card and a memory verse card since it's the first week of the month. Thank you guys so much for serving and being small group leaders. So grateful for all of you. We really none of this would be possible without our amazing small group leaders. You guys are just awesome. Thank you for serving and volunteering your time, and we'll see you on Sunday.